It's 7 o'clock on the East Coast. It's 4 p.m. in the West. It's time for the Fox Report. The Bush administration reports there is a lot of money to be made in the ocean from fish farms. Right now, they're only allowed along the coast, but the White House wants to let them operate farther out into the ocean. The feds say that will help the United States catch up with the rest of the world.
After oil and gas, seafood products are our second largest trade deficit, about $8 billion a year. And that represents lost jobs, lost opportunities here in the United States.
But environmental protectionists say that the government is putting profits ahead of safety. So what about it? Minutes from now, Dan Springer reports. You decide.
You're watching the Fox Report with Shepard Smith, and we are Fox News Channel.
We're running a Factor Marathon, all O'Reilly all the time. Super Bowl. Ha. Well, this is a fight over fish. Most of the seafood we eat is brought in from overseas. So now there's a proposal to farm more American fish. So you know they're up in arms over that. Good grief. Hang on. Don't mess with Mother Nature. That's what environmentalists are telling the White House now. The White House has a plan, you see, to help the United States try to catch up to the rest of the world in fish farming. But could it have dangerous consequences? Dan Springer reports. You decide.
Americans can't seem to get enough fish, and U.S. fishermen can't keep up with demand. So 70% of the seafood we eat is imported. The Bush administration wants to change that by encouraging a massive expansion of domestic fish farming.
After oil and gas, seafood products are our second largest trade deficit, about $8 billion a year. And that represents lost jobs, lost opportunities here in the United States.
Fish farmers operate a lot like their counterparts on dry land. There are the daily feedings, and then when the fish are fat enough, they're harvested like they're being today, and then filleted. The Bush administration envisions opening up more than 3 million square miles of ocean and creating a $5 billion a year industry.
Currently, fish farming is restricted to state waters close to shore. Environmentalists largely oppose opening the federal deep seas for aquaculture, citing concerns over pollution and crossbreeding with wild fish.
When you're creating these animals like they're widgets in a factory, and you're trying to make fatter, bigger, more fish in a confined area, what you're doing is you're sort of turning upside down, tens of thousands of years of genetic history.
Researchers at the University of New Hampshire are experimenting with deep water aquaculture to see if it's cost effective. But in Hawaii, one company is raising yellowtail a half-mile offshore, and fish farmers insist it's not hurting the ocean.
The ocean is very, very efficient at processing nutrients, and essentially what your fish farm is producing is not sewage, but it's nutrients, and the ocean will assimilate that very quickly.
Commercial fishermen worry farms will kill their already dwindling industry, but demand for fish is only expected to grow, leaving plenty of business to go around. Now it's up to Congress to decide if the program sinks or swims. In Seattle, Dan Springer, Fox News.